Peace be with you. Well, it's September. And I must say, when we started making these videos in March, I never expected we'd still be making them in September. And I'm not sure about you, but I've had a lot of fun this summer looking at the Psalms and enjoying all the wonderful crafts and activities. And this is actually our last video. We're finishing up talking about the Psalms because, as I mentioned last week, I've got news for what's going to happen this fall, and we're going to restart our children's worship next week. So if you're interested in coming to children's worship, just talk to your parents, have them call the church so that we know around numbers, because it changes a little bit about what we do upstairs. And just like school and the school bus, for those who drive the school bus or ride on the school bus, make sure that you bring your mask, because we need them in church. Now, we are still looking at the Psalms, and we're finishing that up today. And those who have been making the mobile, you've got one more string left. And today, the Psalm reminds us that we learn from God. Because the truth of the matter is, God teaches us all sorts of wonderful things. But just like when someone says something, we've got to listen, and we've got to understand, and we've got to grow. And to help us think about that, about how we learn from God, I've got a little story for you that actually happened to me. Now, I'm not sure how many of you know the little hand gestures for here's the church, and here's the steeple, open the door, and there are the people. And you just put your hands together, and then you get the steeple, and then you make sure that there's doors, and then you open them up. Now, I saw someone do that when I was younger, and I thought it was wonderful. And so I was really excited to do it. And so I did, here's the church, and here's the steeple, and there are the doors, and you open them up, and, well, there's no people. And I couldn't figure out what I was doing wrong, and maybe that just didn't happen in it, and everything else. And then I talked to someone, and they showed me that what you have to do is you have to take your fingers and put them in so that they're like that. And then you go, here's the church, and here's the steeple, and there are the doors, and you open it up, and there are the people. Because the truth is, sometimes we see stuff, and we think we know everything about it, but we really need someone to show us the proper way. And that's what Jesus did. God sent Jesus to show us the proper way. And all through our lives, God teaches us how to be the person that we should be in order to care and love for others and build the world that God intends. Now, as always, there are activities and crafts just below where you're watching this video. And as this is our last video for our Psalm series, I want to give a shout out, a thanks to Bronwyn and her family, and a thanks to Chad, who has been patiently taping these all through this period. And thanks to all of you who have been watching and learning with me as we talked about the Psalms this summer and the other lessons before that. I hope you've had as much fun as I have. And for those who are going to be coming to children's worship, I can't wait to see you next week. Now, before you move to the crafts, why don't we join our hearts together and pray as Jesus taught? Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory, forever and ever. Amen. So next week there is children's worship for those who are able to come. For those who aren't able to come, there will be a service which will be posted, and the children's time will be back in the service just as it was when we used to meet together. I hope you have a great week, and I hope your start to school and your fall activities goes well. You take care, and God bless.